Would you like to learn how to make a big, easy flower card using your balloon punch? Come on in and let me show you how. Hello everybody, this is Julia Laird with Senior Susie Stamps, and I'm glad you came to visit with me today. I was thinking about making some big flower cards today, and I thought we would try using this balloon punch. This is from Stampin' Up! Now, if you don't have this, you can cut a little shape this size out of a piece of cardboard and use it for a stencil. It's not a problem at all. I also needed a 1-inch punch just to make some discs to glue onto. I've used a leaf punch to punch some leaves, and I'm going to punch a few more. And then I was using this tag punch to make my little tag, which has disappeared on me somewhere, as usual. Here's my little tag, and then I used my little decorative edge scissors to cut the edge off the tag, just as a little extra something. I was thinking about Mother's Day cards, and I made one, and this is what we're going to work on today. This uses both sides of the balloon punch, but now there's 7 of the smaller circle balloons, and there are only 6 of the larger balloons, but we're going to make something similar to this today. I'm going to make it out of this paper. Hang on. Let's just see what we have here. I thought this was pretty paper, and you know, when you're matting things, you don't always have to use a solid color, so I thought I would use up just a little bit of my decorator paper and make the mat out of that green, because I found this little green butterfly and I thought that was cute, and I found a little green button to go with it. So let's get started. This is the paper that we're going to make the flowers out of. It's gray on one side with some, looks like maybe newsprint text, and you'll notice on this paper there are some little gray and red flowers, so I believe this will just fall right in line with that. And I'm going to go ahead and punch these. And when you're using both of them, it's handy. You don't have to do anything but just punch away. It makes it easy. There. Got a little tiny piece of scrap left. So I wanted to black the edges on those, and I'm going to use my big Sharpie to do that. It just adds a little extra dimension, I think, to the flowers. So give me just a minute. I'll get this done and I'll be right back. Okay, so that's the black edge on the flowers now. And now is the time, if you want to put any white ink on the flowers, that would be a good time to do it while they're still in kind of a flat state. So I'm just going to put maybe some dots around the edges here. And it just kind of brightens up the flower a little bit, I think. And you can do whatever you want to. You don't have to do this. There. This is my favorite white pen. It's a Uniball Signo UM153. And it always does a good job for me, unless the tip dries up, and then it doesn't. But it's my favorite. I do use a white jelly roll as well. Let me go ahead and get this card base fixed. This is a side folding A2 size card. I'm just going to glue these down with my ATG tape roller. I like this green color. I was thinking about Mother's Day cards. This was my mother's favorite color. Now I did a little decal edge on this one just to give it a little extra interest. Now the base is all ready. Let's get our flower put together. And I want to curve the edges. Now I'm going to use the gray for the bottom petals, and I'm going to curve them down. And I'm just using my little bone folder to do that. I curve the bottom ones down, and then the top ones will go up. And it makes kind of a nice complete flower that way. We'll just go ahead and do all of them while we're doing them. And this is my spare one. I may need it and I may not. I'm not sure. Those two. So, what we're going to do is start the gluing process. And I'm just going to go ahead and add glue all over here. And then I'll put just the balloon end in the middle and kind of layer these flowers up. And I'll add a little bit more glue as I go around, just to make sure that they're glued in well, because this is the only thing holding the flower together. And I'm just putting these little ends right here on top of each other. Looks like I got room for this one. There we go. There. Now, in doing it this way, it does create kind of a big hump here in the middle where all of those little ends went over top of it. I'm going to use my crocodile shortly and punch that out, so not to worry about that. In fact, let's go ahead and do that right now. And I'm going to use the bigger hole, which is the 3/16 hole, to do that. That way you don't have a big lump in the middle. If you have layered yours where you don't have a bunch of hump in the middle, you don't need to do that. But I find it helpful. I'm going to go ahead and reinforce this with one on top and then glue the red ones onto that. It helps hold the flower together. And then we're going to do the same thing up top. And I'm just going to kind of come in between the other flowers. I kind of like those little white polka dots. I might need a little more glue. And while I'm speaking about glue, I need to glue turn my hot glue gun on. When I'm making flowers, I find that hot glue for gluing them onto the card is really helpful. Now, if you pre-planned a little bit, you could lift this one up and do half over and half under. It doesn't bother me to have it this way. I think it's fun. So I think we're through with the glue bottle for now. Let's see if we like this green in the middle of that. I think that's going to be fine on there. Now I am going to elevate this up. Let me go ahead and punch out the middle of that again, so that the button has a good spot to hold on to. There. That's much flatter. I'm going to cut a piece of foam to go up underneath the flower because it helps lift where your petals can fall down just a little bit. Don't have to do a whole lot, but you do need some. Let's see if the hot glue's ready yet. Whoop, there we go. Where's my new one? Here we are. So, I'm going to put this on with some hot glue. Hold it till it gets set. And then I'm going to put the button on with some hot glue. And I believe that's all we'll need the hot glue for. So I'm bad about leaving my hot glue gun on and then coming up later and going, whoopsie. There. Now, on the punch for the leaves, you'll notice there's leaves and then there's some stamens, looks like to me. So I just cut a piece of 2-inch decorator paper and went in like this so that I didn't waste paper, because I really didn't want to have a bunch of those hanging around. And we'll use the green ones and the white ones on this card. I think it'd be nice. And I'm going to put those on with some art glitter glue. I like kind of intermixing white leaves in with the green ones. And you'll notice here there are some white leaves on this paper, so it's perfectly in keeping with the paper itself to do this. I'm going to go ahead and glue all these leaves down because I don't like the back paper. It had kind of a stripe on it, and I really don't want any of those to lift. Before I get too much further, I want to put my little tag in. This stamp set is one that I got recently from a lady that was getting rid of everything. It's called Two Terrific Tags. Only 3 of them were mounted. The other 3 have never been mounted. And this one didn't have the tag on it, but it's this one right here. I thought it was nice. And I thought maybe we'd go with a little black and white trim theme on this card. Let's go ahead and finish these leaves because I think we can see now where they're going to go. And I was trying to point my leaves into the center of the flower. If you don't, they kind of look a little weird to me. I don't know why that is. But there's some things like stems and flowers that if you get them kind of wonky, then they don't really kind of work well. I'm going to cut a little bit of this one off since that other one was just a little too long. This is a really fast card to make. It doesn't take long at all. There. Now we'll put the tag down, and I have a little black and white bow, and I might use a little gingham bow in there on top of that. We'll have to see how it looks when we get done putting this on. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'll put this on with a piece of foam tape. I've got this butterfly sitting up on the foam tape so it wouldn't get stuck someplace and hide on me. You know how stuff goes and just grows some legs and then hides out and goes, nah, 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 nah. Well, mine do. Okay, this one I need a glue dot. These were just one of the best inventions in the whole wide world for us, weren't they? I like to go ahead and put when I'm dealing with twine, I like to put my glue dot down on the spot that I'm going to put the twine. For some reason, that just seems to work better for me. There. All right. I think I will shorten these tails up just a little bit. But that's it. Easy peasy. And this is a great way to utilize your little balloon punch in a little different manner. So here it is. Now I'm going to cut a little piece of paper for the inside. And I think I'll make this into a birthday card. My mom is gone and my mother-in-law and everybody else. So I will not need a Mother's Day card this year, but I believe I'll need a birthday card, and that's what that's going to be. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Well, I forgot my little butterfly, didn't I? I don't know. Do we need him? I think we do. Let's see. I like to put a little glue on the foam just for some extra adherence. I'm always afraid something will come off in the envelope in the mail, and I think that helps. There. Now, he's all done. So I hope you have a great week and that you enjoyed this little idea for making flowers out of your balloon punch. This is the first flower that I did, and then the one we just finished together. I hope you have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.